Okay, so last class we did many verses from the first verse all the way to the 31st verse. And today we'll start with the 32nd verse. So we saw a description of the universal form of the Lord. So first he tells the description, the form he describes, and then the relation to the various other residents, to the perception of the universal form. And then he also showed him, Krishna showed Arjuna the Kala Rupa. So he says, Kalosmin Loka Shaya Krit Pravritto. Time I am, become my instrument. He also says, uh, just become an instrument, O Sabyasachi. This is how we ended in our last class. And from the 32nd verse onwards now in today's class, we'll see when Sanjay will speak, and then first Krishna will speak, and he will talk about his universal form, what Arjun described. Krishna is going to similar words, and he's going to reinforce the statements said by Arjuna earlier. So let's see. Krishna begins to do. We're going to try and finish the chapter today, 55 total verses. So let's see if we can handle that. Okay, Shri Bhagavanuvacha Kalosme Lokashaya Krit Pravriddho Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravrittaha Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vashishta Pratyani-anikeshu Yodaha. Somebody can unmute and
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All other soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Hare Krishna.
So, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kalosmi Lokashaya Krit Pravriddho. Time I am, Kalosmi. So, Asmi and Kala. So, I am time. And I have come to destroy. Kshaya Krit Pravriddho. I've come to destroy the worlds. Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravritta. All the worlds, Lokan, will be engaged in mutual destruction. Samahartum iha pravrittaha. Rite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve. Rite can mean except for you, or it can mean without you. So, without you or except for you, everyone will be destroyed, but you will not be destroyed. Ye vastita prati anikeshu yoda. So, Prati Anikeshu Yoda, all those warriors who have assembled over here, everybody, they all will be destroyed. So, Arjun had asked two questions. Who are you and what is your mission? Remember in the last class, the last verse, 31st verse. Who are you and what is your mission? Why Arjun asked these questions? Arjun knew Krishna as his friend and Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he was puzzled by various forms exhibited by Krishna. So in this verse, 32nd verse, Krishna is answering both those questions. Who are you? Time I am. And what is your purpose? To destroy everything, all people except the Pandavas. So, Ritepi can mean Ritepi Tuam. So, except for you, meaning that everybody will be destroyed, but you will not be destroyed, or it can mean without you. That the destruction of everyone is already ordained by my divine arrangement, even if you will not fight. Right? So, Ritepi Tuam could be except for you or without you. Either way. So, who are the survivors on the Pandava side? Sons of Pandu, all the five Pandavas survived. Krishna, obviously, is the king. And then Satyaki or Yuyudhana. This was the chieftain of Narayani Sena, belonging to the Vrishni clan. He's devoted to Krishna and a student of Arjuna. So just before the war began, Satyaki came from that side. Before the war begins, it is announced that whoever wants to go from this side to that side or come from that side to this side, they can do so right now. So Yuyudhana came from the Narayani Sena, came to the Pandavas' side. Then there was Yuyutsu, defects from Kaurava camp and joins Pandavas also, becoming the only son of Dhritarashtra to survive the war. So he was the son of a maidservant and Dhritarashtra, and he also came from the Kaurava side and joined the Pandava army, and he also survived. So these all from the Pandava side survived, and then these three from the Kaurava side survived. Ashwatthama, who was the son of Dronacharya, then there was Kritavarma, commander of the Narayani Sena, and then Kripacharya. These three survived. So Kalarupa is ferocious for the materialists, but for devotees, he's the god of love. Prabhupada talks about the Kalarupa in the purport, how it is ferocious for the non-devotees and atheists. 11.33. Okay. तस्मात्त्वम् उत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धं मया वैता निहत्ता पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्. Okay, this verse is coming now. I thought it's already gone, so no. This is 11.33. Let's all remember, very important verse where Krishna says, therefore get up. Tasmat. Tasmat is therefore, get up. Prepare to fight and win the glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. So tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labhasva. Therefore, arise, O Arjuna, arise and attain victory. Labhasva is gain, right? Labha is gain. So you gain the victory, you attain victory. Jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samriddham. Says conquer over your enemies, shatrun, and bhungshva is to enjoy. So enjoy the prosperous kingdom when your enemies are destroyed. Maye vaite nihata purvameva. By my arrangement, purvam is before. It's already ordained by my arrangement. By my arrangement, they are already destroyed. So in the past only, they're already being destroyed. That is my prior arrangement, that the enemies are already destroyed. So we're thinking about, how prior arrangement is in this practical daily world. We see how it is done by match fixing, right? It's already pre-decided that who will win and who will lose. So here Krishna is saying they're already put to death by me. You can go and do your work, do your duty as a Kshatriya, but rest assured they're already dead. So in sports, there's match fixing where players are paid to underperform or perform in a particular way. But is this kind of a battle fixing by Krishna? No, let's have somebody read this. Shambhura Prabhu, would you like to unmute and read?
Yes, ma'am. No, it is fixing Arjuna's consciousness and devotion. Krishna can do whatever he wants, and he does not need anyone for getting things done. He is not just concerned with the results at the material level. Krishna is concerned with the transformation at the spiritual level also. He is concerned with fixing our consciousness in his devotional service, by which we become purified, elevated, and liberated. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so many people, they take example of Bhagavad Gita, that I, in my daily, practical way, I have to also fight. There are things that happen in my life, and I have to stand up and I have to fight. I have to, like Krishna told Arjuna, he should fight. I should also stand up and fight. But just fighting was not the main purpose. When Krishna speaks the whole Bhagavad Gita, this is the main purpose: to transform, to purify us, to elevate us, to liberate us. So this was why And this is the main reason why he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, for us to connect with him in devotion and change the consciousness. That was the main reason. So, and there is another kind of matching or fixing, especially in India, we've seen there are arranged marriages, right? Where the parents decide who should be the right candidate for their son or daughter's, as a life partner. Because there are so many things we were discussing in yesterday's class also. Why was this, so prevalent, and therefore marriages used to sustain. These days there's so many divorces, even though they are love marriages. So it's because the parents, being matured and experienced, they know the way their family and the way their children have been raised. They know the culture of their family, and then how the other person or how their daughter or son will fit or be a good match with the other person. They see a bigger picture, the family background, how the culture is in their family. And that's how they understand that, yes, they will be with each other for the longest time, for forever. So ultimately, the original romance is between the soul and the Lord and Lord Krishna. And the Lord and Krishna is only interested in that special kind of matching where we can revive our eternal relationship with Him. This human form of life is meant for developing love for God, and that is the perfection of life. Nothing else in the end matters. When we die, we're not going to take anything with us. We're not going to take our relationships, which we develop, here in this world, unless they are centered around Krishna. Apart from that, there's nothing else that we are going to take. So why not devote our time there where, that asset which will go with us after this lifetime. Our mentors guide us and facilitate several service opportunities so we can fix our consciousness more and more on Him. And therefore, what should you do? Nimitta matram bhava, become an instrument. But Krishna does not minimize Arjun and calls him Savyasachi. So, although you are skillful, I'm not minimizing your qualification. If you fight, you will surely win by your skills. And when Krishna says, I've already put them to death, it's not death. It's not that Arjun will not be able to do it when he really fights. So that's why he calls him Savyasachi, which means you are very skilled. Savyasachi means ambidextrous, which means he could use both his hands, left hand and right hand. Arjun's skill, expertise, and intelligence would be complemented, completed, and perfected by Krishna's intelligence, which is infinite. Okay, here are a few examples how devotees became instruments, where Krishna was the guiding force and devotees became instruments. This is Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, who wrote Sri Govinda Bhashya. Govinda Dev came himself and he spoke he guided and he spoke, and that's how Baladev Vidyabhushan wrote the commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So that's why he named it Govinda Bhashyan. Then Krishnadas Kaviraj writes the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is being dictated to me by Madan Mohan, he said. And Prabhupada himself used to say, I'm your servant. Oh Krishna, make me dance as you please. So it was physically demanding on Prabhupada when he boarded the Jaluduta, went through 2 heart attacks, but it was divinely revealing to him also. This cosmic manifestation is a chance for conditioned souls to go back to Godhead, back to home. As long as they have the domineering mentality, which makes them try to lord it over material nature, they are conditioned. Okay, this is from the purport. Let's have somebody unmute and they can read.
Thus, the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. As devotees, even if we have some failures, we may even lose the fight, but we don't have to lose the fighting spirit. The ultimate victory is guaranteed for a devotee. Yes, this example of Jatayu, who physically or literally he lost the battle against Ravana, but in the end he lose his fighting spirit, and in the end, when Lord Ram met him, he said, I'm so pleased with you. So what can be more perfect in our life when God Himself is pleased with our seva? And this is from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's, those phrases that he gives, really nice quotes. Let our confidence come from not who we are, but whose we are. Krishna already has the result. What he seeks is our endeavor. So we don't have to sit hand in hand. Okay, Krishna has already done it, so why should I do anything now? He is looking for our endeavor also. Yeah, let's keep going. 1134. So now he's telling who all are being destroyed. Dronam cha bhishmam cha jayadratram cha karnam tathaihan api yodha viran maya hatam stam jahima vivtishta yudhasva tejasi jetasi rane sapatnan. Somebody read the translation, please.
Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Krishna, and other great warriors who have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratham cha. So Drona, Bhishma, Jayadrath, these are all enemies right now in the battlefield, all of them. And then who else? Karnam, Tata, Anyan, Api Yodha Viran. So Karna and all other Viras or Yodhas, all other enemies also. Maya Hatam Tvam Jahima Vyatishta. By my arrangement, they are killed. And so, in the future, give up any apprehension that you have. They're already, in a way, Krishna is also saying, destroy your apprehension. All the anxiousness that you're having right now, destroy that also. Yudhyasva jetasi rane sapatnan. Just fight, you will conquer in the fight who? Your enemies. So just fight and you will conquer your enemies. So why is Krishna taking Jayadrath's name? Remember in the beginning when Duryodhan is calling out names of different warriors from both the sides, he also didn't take Jayadrath's name. But there's something that happens in the war, in the battle, and later Arjun vows to kill Jayadrath, which was almost impossible because he was, there was like shields around him and Duryodhan was protecting him after Abhimanyu was killed. Remember that pastime? And how, by Krishna's arrangement, Jayadrath was killed.
Yes,
Yeah, the sundown and all that pastime happened. So
even his father was killed.
his
Jayadratha
father
and
was
his
killed.
father, both
Correct.
together.
Yeah. So Bhishma, Dronacharya, Jayadrath, and Karna, these are the four names Krishna takes in this verse. No mention of Jayadrath before this. Arjun will be killing him by Krishna's arrangement in the future. So that's why Krishna is taking his name right now. Prabhupada says, every plan is made by Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he wants to give the credit to his devotees who carry out his plan according to his desire. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by his mercy, and the plans of devotees are as good as Krishna's plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence. So it's very profound. Prabhupada is saying the plans of pure devotees are plans of Krishna. So Krishna's plans, they are understood by the devotees by Krishna's mercy. And the plans of devotees are plans of Krishna only. So if we follow pure devotees and follow their instructions, we should understand these are Krishna's plans only. And then we can be victorious in the struggle for existence in our life also. It's really very, very deep what Prabhupada has said over here. And we in our lives also must have experienced when we follow the instructions of our seniors, our Guru Janas, we understand in due course of time, maybe not at that time, but in due course of time, we understand, yes, this was the best for me that has happened, how my, seniors or my Guru has guided me. There would have been nothing else in my life which would have been better than this, what has happened. So many experiences, right? I'll share mine, a small one, a quick experience. I'll share that. We used to do, how we have Gaur Purnim and then we have Maha Gaur Purnim in our temple. So that's like a birthday party of Mahaprabhu because we have Panchatattva temple, and from devotees from around, other ISKCON temples around us, like San Diego, Vegas, they all want to come to our temple. But because they have to also, on Gaur Purnim, celebrate in their own temple, they all have, Gaur Nitai. But they want to come here because we have Panchtattva. So we do a grand birthday party after Gaur Purnim. And all of them come and join us in our temple. So we've been having plays on all Mahagaur Purnama festival days. And then one time, because I was Sunday school teacher, we used to, plan the play and have the kids perform the skits or plays. So that one year, there was another devotee who had come from another state, and he was a very good singer. So I thought, okay, let's do something different this year. Let's have a bhajan sung by all the students in the Sunday school, and let's have this devotee prepare them for this bhajan because he was really good singer. So he said, yes, I'll do it. 2 days before Mahagaur Purnim, he said, I can't do it. I said, really? You're telling me now you cannot do it and what to do? So I spoke to my seniors in our temple. I said, what do we do now? Just 2 days, we cannot do a play. And they said, just do the play. Just do a simple, rasa dance and compare it to Sankirtan, and you can show how it's the same thing. Do that play. So, okay, and from my heart, I was so scared. I didn't want to do it. There's no way in 2 days we can prepare for a play, but because they were saying, I said, okay, because you're saying, I will do it. And this was Krishna's plan because it came out to be such a wonderful play. We did, maybe I'll share that play in our group and you can watch it later. Somehow, there were small skits that we did. We showed the rasa dance. We also did Sankirtan and how we compared it's the same thing with the a person talking about what's happening in the play. And then we showed a book distribution. So this was year eternity, where the rasa dance is going on forever. Then year 500 years ago, when the Sankirtan movement and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing with his associates, and that's the, how that's compared to rasa dance. And then we showed the current year, that year, and we were showing book distribution. And Vaisheshika Maharaj, how he comes every year, he was also there. And we did this, he does a seminar and he shows exactly what you should be speaking when you go out and distribute books to strangers. So we copied the whole seminar, the way he tells us those dialogues, and 2 children pretending to be book distributors. And one parent came as, a truck driver, and they're distributing the Bhagavad Gita to him. Exactly those dialogues, and he himself was laughing and laughing. It really came out really well. And then we showed, after that book was distributed, Krishna comes from behind, who was there in the rasa dance. Krishna comes and he says to these 2 devotees, I'm so pleased with your service. I'm here to take you back with me to Golok Vrindavan. And these 2 devotees, they stop to think. And then one of them says, but Krishna, in Golok, all are your devotees. Who will we distribute your books to? So we don't want to go with you right now. We want to serve you over here by distributing your books. And hearing this, I heard this in a lecture. So we brought that in the skit. And Giriraj Maharaj was also there in, watching the play, and he started crying, seeing this scene that Krishna himself has come to take the devotees to Golok Vrindavan, and they're saying, we don't want to go because we'll don't take this service away from us, Krishna, like that they're saying. And he starts. So, although I didn't want to do the play, I was scared. But because the instructions were coming from our seniors, just do it, it's okay, you'll be fine. So it was Krishna's arrangement, Krishna's plan. So a small example of how even if we are hesitant, but we just follow the instructions of our Gurujanas, then it's successful. So this is a picture where you can see our plans look hazy when we think, okay, let me do this or this, but Krishna's plans are very clear, and they are always, when they materialize in the end, always with a purpose and best for us. We may not have to fight a battle like warriors on the battlefield, but we have our own battles, and we will be successful in them if we just follow Krishna's plan. Okay, when all hopes end, his plans begin. Yes, Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
thank you so much for sharing your story, because that was the little confusion that I had was, yes, it's Krishna's plan, but when the devotees chose, they made that choice. It was their will of saying, no, we want to stay here. Would that result be also Krishna's plan? Like Krishna's plan was that they should stay here. Is the ultimate result still Krishna's plan? Because the human will comes into play where the
Yeah,
choice.
so there is a small marginal free will given to everybody, human beings, by Krishna, because if he doesn't give the free will, Krishna has already decided what will happen, but if he doesn't give the free will and we don't do it by our choice, then there is no question of, the main thing is love, right? So we have to express our love or choose to love Krishna with our free will. Otherwise, no, Krishna doesn't want to force love upon us. So he wants to reciprocate with our love through our will to decide to love him, and then he reciprocates in a beautiful way. So that's the main purpose why this free will is given to us. We can always, so here also Arjun can decide, yes, Krishna, I've heard the whole Bhagavad Gita. I know who you are, you're the supreme, but still I don't want to fight. It's okay, don't fight, but they're already killed by Maya. If you don't fight, still I'll make sure that they are already killed. They are already killed, and this is what will happen. So, but Krishna is directly telling him, you be the instrument. So, what is Krishna's will and how we can be instruments is what is guided through our gurus and our seniors. They guide us, and then we understand, yes, this is Krishna's will. Otherwise, we'll do our own thing and we'll say, okay, whatever the result, this was Krishna's will. He had already planned it. So, not like that. We can decide to go either way. Could be, out of ignorance or out of wisdom. And what is wisdom is coming through Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra.
Thank you.
Let's see. Thank you. We'll have to read this so somebody, or we all can read. Number. Fine. Okay, so Prabhupada on board in Jaladuta, he was also, when he went through those heart attacks, he was also heartbroken, but he never lost hope and he never lost that fighting spirit. And what happened, Krishna did reveal himself, and he did have a vision. He did have that relevance of Krishna, and that's how he proceeded. Krishna was always with him, and that's what was revealed to him on that ship. So he knew what Krishna's plan is, and he said, I'm just becoming an instrument. So Krishna tells Arjuna to fight and be victorious and enjoy the kingdom. Know my plan. Krishna desires the battle. Perform your duty. Do not be disturbed. Jetasi indicates you will be victorious. Get the credit out of being my instrument. How to know Krishna's plans? Only possible by Lord's mercy. The plan of his devotees are as good as his plans. Thus act in Krishna consciousness to know his plans through medium of the spiritual master. Kindness and mercy of the Lord. Every plan is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the Lord is very kind and merciful and wants to give credit to his devotees if one carries out the plan according to his desire. Our mistakes are not Krishna's plan, but Krishna's plan accommodates our mistakes. Okay, now let's see. Arjun will begin to speak. Actually, Sanjay is going to begin to speak, but these are Arjun's obeisances that he's offering, and Sanjay is relating them to Dhritarashtra. Sanjay Uvacha Etat Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya Kritanjali Vepamana Kirita Namaskritva Bhuya Evaha Krishnam Sagadgadam Bhita Pranamya.
Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing his words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Etad Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya, hearing the words of Keshava, after hearing, Kritanjalir Vepamana Kirita, he folded his hands, Kritanjalir, and Vepamana Kirita, he was trembling. And Kirita is the helmet or a crown. So he was trembling, and the crown or the helmet is also spoken about. Sanjaya is describing what he's seeing. So for ornamental purposes, it is worn, or for protective purpose, the helmet is worn. So he's also talking about how the Kirita must be moving, right? Because he's also trembling. Arjuna is seen trembling because of seeing that Kala Rupa of Krishna. So normally Kshatriyas are trained like this. They are trained to see blood and violence, and they're trained to kill, and they're not supposed to flee away or to flinch or to tremble, right? In the battlefield. But he's seeing Arjuna, Sanjay is seeing all this happening to Arjuna because of seeing the Kala Rupa, and that is what he's describing, is that he's Vepamana, he's trembling. And that is the omnipotence of the Lord. He can make anything happen. So, Namaskritva Bhuya Evaha Krishnam. So, earlier, he also offered obeisances, Krishna, when he saw the universal form, and he's again offering obeisances now. Sa Gadgadam Bhita Bhitaha Pranamya. So, his throat was also choked in ecstasy. Bhita is still, he's fearful. And Pranamya, being fearful, he's offering his obeisances to Krishna. So this is the omnipotence of the Lord, is unlimited, very great power. Only Krishna can do this. Have warrior like Arjuna tremble. Kirita is Arjun, crown wearer. Kshatriya, they're trained to face death in the eye without flinching, fearing or fleeing. Vepamana is trembling. Namaskritva, offering obeisances. Bhuya is again, because he's done earlier and he's doing again. So Gadgadam with a faltering voice. And then Bhita is fearful. Next, from 36 to 38, Arjuna is offering glorifications. So let's move to the 36th verse. Arjuna uvacha sthane rishikesha tava prakirtya jagat prahirsya anurajyate cha rakshasmi bhitani disho travanti sarve namasyanti sasiddha sangaha. Somebody read the translation, please.
O Rishikesha, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Sthane Rishikesha Tava Prakirtya. So, Sthane Rishikesha, you are rightly positioned, and this is rightly done. You are the Rishikesha, you're the controller of the senses. Jagat Prahishyati Anurajyate cha. Then the whole universe becomes delighted. So, actually, the two things happen when we become joyful. We become also attracted to the Lord, but then where there is our attraction increases, devotionally we are inclined. Who are inclined? Who are pious minded. But the ones who are fearful, who are not pious minded, they become greatly fearful, and they are the Rakshasas who flee and run here and there. So Rakshami Bhitani Disho Dravanti. But those who are demoniac minded, Rakshasas, they run away fearfully in various directions. Disho Dravanti. Sarve Namasyanti Sasiddha Sangaha. And all the Siddhas, who are saintly, they're offering obeisances to you. So they're showing respect, they're welcoming and showing respect. So he's not actually able to make sense of what is happening. He's just, Arjun is describing what he's seeing and he's relating what he's seeing. So he's seeing Rakshasas running here and there, seeing that form. Earlier, he also saw Devatas paying obeisances to Krishna. So Prabhupada says Arjuna becomes enlightened. Previously, he saw that everybody, all the three worlds, were disturbed. He said everything done by Krishna is quite fit as a devotee. As a great devotee and friend of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he confirmed that Krishna is the maintainer and the object of worship for the devotees and the destroyer of the undesirables. His actions are equally good for all. Devotees praise the Lord, demons, they don't. So it's a comparison of devotees and demons. They're favorably disposed, and demons are unfavorable. Rishikesha, you inspire the senses of your devotees to turn towards you. And he's also Rishikesha, you inspire the senses of the non-devotees to run away from you. The universe becomes joyful, prahishrati, by the Sankirtan glorifying you. And prakirtya, and becomes attracted to you. Anurajyate. The Rakshasas, Asuras, Danavas, Pishachas, and others, however, become fearful, flee to the different directions. Disho Dravanti. This is reasonable, Sthane, since the universe is favorable to you. This is also reasonable since they are unfavorably inclined to you. So this is a comparison of the same words from the devotee's angle and demon's angle. Siddha Sangha offer their respects to you, which are Siddhas, the sages, also reasonable since they are your devotees. This verse is also called a Rakshas Raksha Mantra. So if somebody is afraid of Rakshasas, they can recite this mantra, even hearing which the Rakshasas fly in different directions. They run away in different directions. Arjuna understood herein that when the battle of Kurukshetra was being concluded, in outer space there were present many demigods, siddhas, and the intelligence of the higher intelligentsia of the higher planets, and they were observing the fight because Krishna was present there. Let's keep moving. 11.37. Kasmacha tena namarenam nameran mahatman gariyase brahmanopi adi kartre ananta devesha jagannivasa tam aksharam sadasat tat param yat. Somebody read?
The great one who stands above even Brahma, you are the original master. Why should they not offer their homage up to you? O limitless one, O refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Kamlavati Mataji, you were also reciting, but we couldn't hear you. Although you unmuted, we couldn't hear your voice. Kasmacha tena nameran mahatma. So you are the original God. Tvam Adi Deva. You're the original God, and you're the original primeval person. Purusha. Puranas. Tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam. Hey, hold on. I moved to the other verse. Hold on. Let me go back. Kasmachate na namarena mahatma. So here, Arjun is offering he's glorifying Krishna, and he's saying, why should they, Kasmacha, why should they also not offer obeisances, O great one, O Mahatma? So he's calling Krishna Mahatma, O great one. Gari yase brahmanopi adi kartre. So Brahmana can refer to the Brahmanas also here. Brahmano can be for the Brahmanas, but here it is referring to Brahman. So the Brahma Jyoti, or it can also refer to Brahmaji. So let's look at hold on. So there can be three meanings. It can be Brahmanas, it can be Brahman, which is the Brahma Jyoti, or it can mean the Brahmaji, the Lord Brahma, the first being that was created. And it is Brahmaji over here. So when Arjuna is saying Gariyase Brahmanopi Adi Kartre, he means Brahmaji, who's also paying his obeisances, and he is glorifying you, O Lord. So he's referring to Brahmaji, the supreme creator, Adi Kartre. So that is, he's the one who was first being who was created. Ananta Devesha Jagannivasa. You are unlimited, Ananta. You're the controller of all the gods, Devesha. Jagannivasa, and you are the shelter of the whole universe. Tvam aksharam sad asat tat param yat. You are infallible and imperishable. And you are beyond. He says there's chain of actions and reactions, but you are beyond all of this. So he's starting first he was paying obeisances, now he's starting to pay or chant glorifications of Krishna. So Arjun offering obeisances earlier. Krishna is worshipable by everyone. He's all pervading. He's the soul of every soul. He calls him Mahatma. Krishna is most magnanimous. He calls him Ananta. There's nothing which is not covered by his influence and energy. He pervades everything, and he's unlimited. Controller of all demigods. He's Devesha, and above them all, even greater than Brahma, the first created being. Brahma comes from Krishna's plenary expansion, which is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Aksharam, this world is subject to destruction, but the Lord is above this material creation. He is infallible and imperishable. Brahma is born out of the lotus stem, grown from the navel abdomen of Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who is Krishna's plenary expansion. Therefore, Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all other demigods must offer their respectful obeisances. 38. Tvam Adideva Purusha Puranas, Tvam Asya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam, Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama, Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Ananta Rupa. Somebody can unmute and read the translation, please.
You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, O limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we see how Arjuna is now offering glorifications. Tam Adideva Purusha Puranas. So you are the original God, Adideva Purusha Puranas. You are the original primeval person. Purusha. Tvam Asya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. You are the shelter of the whole universe. You are the supreme shelter. Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama. You are the knower, Vetasi. And you are the knowable, Vedyam cha Param cha Dhama, and you are the Param Dhama, you are the supreme shelter. Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Ananta Rupam. By you, this whole universe is pervaded. You are the so many unlimited forms, he says. You are the ultimate rest of everything and all knowledge. So this is what Nidhanam, ultimate rest, even from Brahman. Knower of everything in this world, and you are all that is knowable, object of all knowledge, because you are all pervading. So, Sridhar Swami says, due to these 7 reasons that Arjun has just now given, you alone are worthy of salutation. So he says, Nidhanam, which is supreme shelter, Veta Vedyam, Prabhupada says, he is the end of all knowledge, knower of everything happening in this world. He is the known and the knowable. He is the knowledge of all knowledge because he is all pervading. Param Dhama, he is the cause of the spiritual world and also the chief personality in the spiritual world. And Prabhupada says everything is resting on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, therefore he is the ultimate rest. Param Nidhanam. Nidhanam means that everything, even the Brahman effulgence, rests on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And we'll come to the next slideshow, continuing from the 39th verse. So now he's offering obeisances again, 39th and 40th verse. So let's look at the verses. Vayur Yamo Nirvaruna Shashanka Prajapatistam Prapitamahascha Namo Namastestu Sahasra Kritvaha Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste. Let's have somebody read the translation, please.
You are air and you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, and you are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times and yet again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, offering obeisances. He says, Vayur, Yamognir, Varuna, Shashanka, you are wind, Vayu, you are Yama, Yamaraj, you are Agni, fire, you are Varuna, you are god of water, and you are Shashanka, you are the moon. Prajapatis Tvam, Prapitam Hascha. He says, Brahma, the first living creature, him and the great grandfather. Prapitamaha. Namo Namastestu Sahasra Kritva. Therefore, I pay my obeisances. So, Shata is 100. We all know Sahasra is 1,000. So, Sahasra Kritva, thousands of times I'm paying my obeisances to you. So, again and again. Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste. Again and again and yet again, I offer my Namaste, my obeisances unto you. So normally when we come in the temple in front of the deities, there is one direction we pay obeisances because we see the deity form on our left side, and this is how we pay obeisances. But here he doesn't know where to pay obeisances from, because he sees his universal form everywhere, all around him. So from all directions, he says, I'm paying my obeisances to you. You are the essence of everything. So you are air. Air, being all pervasive, is the most important representation of the demigods. You are fire, water, moon. You are Brahma, Pitama, and you are Pari, Prapitamaha, because he's the father of Brahmaji. You are the supreme controller. Prabhupada says, because air, okay, we just did this. This is just in the notes form. Let's keep going. 11.40. Nama purastad atha पृष्ठतस्ते नमोस्तुते सर्वता एव सर्वा अनन्तवी वीर्यामिता विक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वाः. Who would like to read?
From front and from behind. One bond power.
Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Hare Krishna.
So, Nama purastad atha prishtataste. From the front and from the back, I offer my obeisances. Purastad and Prishtastasto, front and back. Namostute Sarvata Eva Sarva. I offer obeisances from Sarvata Sarva Eva, from all directions. Ananta Virya Mita Vikramastvam. Your strength is unlimited and your force is unlimited. So he's just saying you're so powerful. Sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. You pervade everything and therefore you are everything. Let's look at what he's saying now. If I offer obeisances from front, behind, and from all sides, Arjuna is offering obeisances out of loving ecstasy, accepting that he's the master of limitless power and he is far superior to all the great warriors assembled on the battlefield. And this is the reference from Vishnu Puran. All have been created by you, any demigod or anyone. Everyone is created by you. So Arjuna offering respects to Krishna out of loving ecstasy, accepting he's the master of all potencies and all prowess, knowing him to be far superior to all present on the battlefield. We'll keep going. The link to the next verse, seeing his friend Krishna with 1,000 heads, having praising him and offering respects to him, Arjuna now shows suitable reverential courtesy in 2 verses out of friendship mixed with knowledge of him as the Lord. So 41 and till 44, he's offering apologies to Krishna. Let's read 41 to 42, which is coming together. Verses. Sakheti matva prasabham yat uktam. He Krishna, he Yadava, he Sakheti. Ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat pranayena vapi yachavaha sartham asat kritosi vihara Shayasana bhojaneshu ekotapapya chutat samaksham tad kshamay tvam aham aprameyam. Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. So he begs forgiveness for treating Krishna, the infallible one, as an ordinary friend, not knowing him, his glories. Arjuna feels that he has offended Krishna in madness or in love. He never knew Krishna could accept such a universal form, cannot forget the relationship of friend also. The relationship between a living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten, as evident from Arjuna's behavior. So he called Krishna as Yadava or Krishna, or dishonored him many times, because now he's remembering the past, how he had, related to Krishna in the past, and seeing his glorious form as, the universal form, he's now apologetic. Prabhupada says, in the purport, loving relationship between Lord and the devotee. In spite of such opulence, Krishna played with Arjuna as a friend. The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten. Although Arjuna has seen the opulence in the universal form, he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. Krishna, you're well known as the son of Vasudeva, who is not famous, who was a human, a mediocre fighter situated on the same chariot as another fighter, Ardharatha. I, Arjuna, am well known as the son of a king Pandu, a great warrior fighting on his own chariot, which is Atiratha. Addressing Krishna without the prefix Shri is disrespectful. He should address him as Shri Krishna. So in Yadava, you do not have the king's position in the Yadu dynasty, but I have kingship over Puru dynasty. So addressing him as Yadava is disrespectful because he does not announce Krishna's kingly position in that family. So this is from the past. I've addressed you as Krishna, which was disrespectful. I should have said Shri Krishna. I called you Yadava. I shouldn't have said that, because saying that I was showing my own higher position from the Puru dynasty. So like that, he's thinking about how he called Krishna, and he's being apologetic. And I call you Sakha. My friendship with you is not because of the greatness of your forefathers, nor because of the reputation of your family, but it is simply based on familiarity. Addressing him as friend is disrespectful because he treats the Lord as his equal. So Lord cannot be equal, and I call you my friend. So that's why he's regretting all of that. Somebody can read this. Give me one, and I'll be back in 1 second.
Arjuna remembers his friendly relationship with Krishna and is therefore asking pardon and requesting Krishna to excuse him for the many informal gestures which arise out of friendship. Bhagavad Gita 11:41-42. Hare Krishna.
Let's keep going. Arjuna here explains Krishna's inconceivable powers mentioned at the end of the last verse. So let's keep going. 43rd and 44th, Arjuna is now offering prayers, begging forgiveness. So 43rd verse, Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvam asya pujyascha guru gariyan natvat samosti abhyathikam kutunyo lokatraye pya apratima prabhava. Somebody read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation, the worshipful chief, the spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be with you. With the three worlds, you are immeasurable. And Mataji, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is the meter changing because Arjuna's perspective on Lord Krishna is changing?
It's been like this since, let's go back and see, since the start of the showing of the universal form. That's as far as I can remember. And it'll keep going like this. Even when Krishna speaks, it's the same meter. And in the end, when the universal form is not revealed anymore, Krishna takes back the universal form, then the meter also changes at that time.
Again, it changes again, or
it changes back to the original meter, which is Anushtup.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Pitasi, Pitasi lokasya characharasya. You are the father of all the worlds. Pitasi lokasya characharasya, of the moving and the non-moving. Everyone, you are the father. Tvam asya pujash cha gurun gariyan. You are the most worshipable among all worshipable people. Natvat samostya abhyadikah kutonyo. There is no one equal to you, therefore, where can there be anyone greater than you? And lokatrayepi aparatima prabhava. In fact, your power and influence has no comparison. There's nobody who's parallel, or he's saying you're immeasurable, or you have immeasurable power. So Prabhupada's purport, he says, you're worshipable as a father is worshipable for his son. You're the spiritual master. He originally gave the Vedic instructions to Brahma, also instructing Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Bona fide spiritual master must be descending from Krishna himself. So, more notes. No one is equal to him. Then how can someone be greater than him? Everyone is below him. No one can excel him. And these are some quotes that Prabhupada gives from the Upanishad. Everything about him is absolute, therefore his activities and potencies are supreme. Although he does not have senses like ours, he can perform all sensory activities, therefore his senses are neither imperfect nor limited. Ekaleshwara Krishna Arasavabhritya, coming from Chaitanya Charitamrita, only Krishna is God and everyone else is servant. Everyone has to comply his order. No one can deny he's the cause of all causes. He's transcendental. The knowledge, strength, and activities of the Lord are transcendental. Janma karma cha me divyam. Krishna's activities are different from others. What should one do? Best policy is to follow the principle of Krishna. That will make one perfect. 11.44 Tasmad pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tvam aham isham idyam piteva putrasya sakheva sakyu priyaha priyaya hasideva sodhum. You are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus, I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend, the impertinence of a friend, or a husband, the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done you. So, apologies again. Krishna's devotee relate to Krishna in various relationships. Krishna and Arjuna are related in friendship. Who can tolerate whose offense? As the father tolerates, or the husband or a master tolerates, so Krishna also tolerates. There seems to be offense because now, seeing Krishna's great powers, Arjuna considers himself as a servant. Therefore, his friend Krishna should forgive him. What do you want? Krishna might be asking. You're asking for all these apologies. So what do you want? This is coming from Baladev Vidyabhushan. He gives this link. And then Arjuna requests in the 44th and 45th verse. 44th verse we just did. 45th verse. Adrishta purvam Rishitosmi drishtva bhayena cha pravyatitam manome tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jagannivasa. Somebody can read the translation who hasn't yet read.
After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead. O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe.
So which form does Arjuna wish to see? Arjuna is gladdened to see the opulence of his friend, but he is disturbed out of fear as he is afraid he has committed many offenses due to his friendly relation. So he's asking Krishna to show his Narayan form or the four-handed form. Depending upon the positions of conch shell, mace, lotus, and disc, these forms are named differently. So sometimes we see the four-arm form, the positions of the conch shell or the chakra lotus can be differently placed, and that's why these different Narayan forms are there, depending on the position of these four. Show me that form, Tadeva Rupa, the form of the son of Vasudev, the form of sweetness, which is millions of times dearer to my life. It is to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, it is to be understood that Arjuna did not see the body of Krishna in human form, which was the origin of all the forms seen by Arjuna when Krishna displayed the universal form, because his vision was covered by Yogamaya. Prabhupada says in the purport, but at the same time, after seeing that universal form, he's afraid and that he has committed so many offenses to Krishna out of his unalloyed friendship. 46th, Kiritam Gadinam Chakrahastam Ichhami Tvam Drishtum Aham Tathaiva Tenaiva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasrabaho Bhava Vishwamurte. Wants to read?
O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head, and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. Hare Krishna.
The Chaturbhuj form, innumerable forms of the Lord. Ramadimurtishu Kalani Mena Tishtan. Arjuna knew that Krishna is original personality of Godhead, assuming his temporary universal form. So he knew Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and he has right now assumed this universal form. So he's now asking to see the Narayan form, a spiritual form. I desire to see that form with a crown of valuable jewels, Tatha Eva, that we saw previously sometimes, and which your parents saw when you were born. So when Krishna was born, he also showed that four-armed form as soon as he was born, and then he was requested, please be in that human-like form. So all other features originate from him. He is not different from his plenary expansions, and he is God in any of his innumerable forms. In all of these forms, he is fresh like a young man. This verse establishes without any doubt the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and all other features originate from him. He is not different from his plenary expansions, and he is God in any of his innumerable forms. Let's go to the next and the last one.
Mataji, this is,
Presentation. Yes.
can it be called as Vishnu? 400 form?
Vishnu form. Yes, Vishnu form.
Vishnu, na?
Yes, Prabhu. Narayan or Vishnu form.
He's saying now what when he was born, he gave the same darshan to his parents.
Correct.
Is it, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. All right, so 47 to 48 verses, Krishna withdraws his universal form. 49 to 50, Krishna shows Arjuna his four-armed form. 50, 51, and finally his two-armed form again. 52 to 55, Krishna's two-armed form can be directly seen only through pure, undivided devotional service. Sridhar Swami says the Lord speaks in 3 verses to cheer up Arjuna because he was so scared and he was so fearful. Now Krishna is going to speak and he is going to cheer him. 47th verse, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yoga Tejo Mayam Vishwam Anantam Adyam Yanme Tvad Anyena Na Drishta Purvam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. So the unique form shown to Arjuna, Krishna fulfilled Arjuna's desire by showing him the universal form. Krishna is like Vaidurya stone. Vaidurya stone, I was researching, is the cat's eye, or Lasunya is also another name. capable of showing many forms. It's like a cat's eye. It glares any place that it's like a 3D, it glares from anywhere you look at it. So it is said that this Vaidurya stone is capable of showing many forms. No one had seen it before, even the demigods, but because of Arjuna, they were able to see it. All disciplic devotees of Lord can see universal form shown to Arjuna by the mercy of Krishna. Baldev Vidyabhushan says, I have shown this form which can be seen by devotion to you, O Arjuna, because you are my devotee. And I have shown it to the Devas and others who also are devotional in order that there be many witnesses to what I have shown you. So this form was different than the one shown to Duryodhan while Krishna had gone as peacemaker. Somebody might say that he already did show a universal form to Duryodhan also. So why is Krishna saying this is for the first time? Nobody has seen it before, but because that was a different form, clearly said that no one had ever seen this form that Krishna showed, because he also showed the Kala Rupa, which nobody had seen before. 1148. Naveda Yagnadhyayarnyer na daner na chakriyabhir na tapovirugraihi evam rupaha shakya aham riloke drishtum tvadanena Kuru Pravira. O best of Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world. So who can have this divine vision? One who is divine, or who is godly, one who has the status of a devata. Who is a devata? Prabhupada says a devotee of Krishna is a devata. Who cannot have? Atheists and impersonalists cannot see Krishna, they cannot see the universal form also. Without being divine, one cannot have divine vision. One cannot be divine without being a pure devotee of Krishna. So Veda Yajna Adhyayaner refers to studying Vedic literature and the subject matter of sacrificial regulation. So Veda refers to all kinds of Vedic literature such as the 4 Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sam and Atharva, and the 18 Puranas, Upanishads and the Vedanta Sutra. One can study these at home or anywhere else. Similarly, there are sutras, Kalpa, and Mimamsa Sutras for studying the methods of sacrifice. Daner refers to charity, which is offered to a suitable party. So even if one is studying Vedas very scrutinizingly, that is not the way to see my universal form that I've just shown you. Or if you do charity, that is not the way to see me. If Kriyabhir, pious activities, which is Agnihotra and prescribed duties, that is also not the way. Tapobhir, if you go through voluntary acceptance of bodily tapasya or pains, that is also not the way. False incarnations, many people create false incarnations, falsely claim an ordinary human to be incarnation. So how to distinguish? So perfect that it enables one to distinguish from what is what. So this Bhagavad Gita, that will help us distinguish who is who. They say that they have seen universal form, but unacceptable because only pure devotee can see the universal form. So whoever comes and just says, oh, I've also seen that form, we cannot accept it, because if they're not devotees, they cannot see. Devotees do not accept false incarnations or followers of false incarnations. Baldev Vidyabhushan, I think we can read these notes later. So the crux we saw from Prabhupada's purport. He also says one can perform all these, can accept bodily penances, give charity, study the Vedas, etc. But unless he's a devotee like Arjuna, it is not possible to see that universal form. So the link to next verse, Arjuna might say, I will never again pray to see that form. Forgive me, forgive me. Show me that human form with moon-like face covered in showers of nectar through the sweetest smiles. Please show that to me. The Lord then speaks this verse in a comforting mood to Arjuna, who is distressed in the above manner. And this is 11.49. Mate vyatha ma cha vidmudha bhavo drishtva rupam ghoram idrim mamedam vyapeta bhi prita manah punashtvam tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. If somebody can read this, this is from the purport, Prabhupada.
Why Arjuna should not be afraid to kill his grandfather. They were already killed for their unlawful action when the sons of Dhritarashtra tried to disrobe Draupadi. Bhishma and Drona were silent. Devotees are always peaceful, cannot perform such horrible actions. Why is Arjuna not much interested in this universal form? It doesn't enable one to reciprocate loving feelings. Devotees wish to offer his respectful, worshipful feelings, or he wishes to see the form with two hands, Krishna, to reciprocate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So devotee is not much interested in the universal form, for it does not enable one to reciprocate loving feelings. A devotee wants to offer his respectful worshipping feelings, thus he wants to see the two-handed or four-handed Krishna form, so he can reciprocate in loving service with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now Sanjay speaking again. It's the 50th verse, and just note his meter is also the same. He's following the same meter. Ityarjunam vasudevastatopa swakam rupam darshayam asabhuyaha ashvasyam asacha bhitamenam bhutva puna somya vapur mahatma. Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So the word Saumya Vapu is very significant. Saumya Vapu is very beautiful form. So this is from the purport. Prabhupada is saying, it is known as the most beautiful form. When he was present, everyone was attracted simply by Krishna's form. And because Krishna is the director of the universe, he just banished the fear of Arjuna, his devotee, and showed him again his beautiful form of Krishna. So Krishna appearing to Vasudeva and Devaki in his four-armed Narayan form, then two-armed form again. To his parents also, he showed the four-armed form first and then the two-armed. So similarly here, he's changing from the universal to the four-armed and then to the two-armed. So the four-armed, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is a mixture of sweetness and grandeur, but the two-handed is pleasant, wearing bracelets, earrings, turban, and yellow cloth. Saumya Vapu, the most beautiful form, everyone was attracted simply by Krishna's form when he was present. How can one see this form? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So who can see this form? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, only whose eyes are smeared with the ointment of love. Indicates a very beautiful form. Krishna's form is the most beautiful, and Krishna shows this form because he knows Arjuna's ultimate interest is not even the four-handed form. Okay, we're just 4 more verses away from finishing this chapter, and let's keep going. Arjuna Uvacha. See how now the meter has changed. Drishtvedam manusham rupam tava saumyam janardana idanim asmi samavrittaha sacheta prakritim gataha. I'm sorry, my throat is not too good. Somebody can read the translation, please.
When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I'm now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So see, in the last verse, what happened? 50th verse. In the first two lines, Krishna showed his four-arm form. Then the next two, the same verse is happening live. First to four-armed and then to two-armed form in the same verse. So this was described in that verse.
Rasa Leela, this has happened, Mother.
Sorry?
In Rasa Leela, this has happened from four arms to two arms form.
Yeah, when he disappeared, right? And the gopis were looking, Krishna was there. Yeah. So Arjuna's mind is pacified and restored on seeing Krishna's two-handed form. Gita's verses are like, so this is analogy. Gita's verses are like sun and does not need any lamplight. Therefore, pure devotees are not confused by misguided commentaries. So Prabhupada is telling this in the purport that devotees are not misguided because the verses in the Bhagavad Gita are like sun. They're revealing the right thing, they're revealing the light, which is right. Manusha Rupam indicates Lord to be two-armed, but not an ordinary person, not a regular ordinary Manusha. He's the prime or the best of Purushas, Purushottamam. This verse refutes the following argument. Krishna is ordinary human. It is impersonal Brahman within Krishna who is speaking. To think so is the greatest injustice. How can an ordinary human show the universal form and again the four-handed form? So Prabhupada is refuting the arguments of these people who say that he is an ordinary human. Let's keep going. So same notes, you can read these later. 1152. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, again Krishna is speaking now. Sudur Darsham idam rupam drishtvam asi yanmama deva apyasya rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So rarity of two-handed form, darshan, universal form is confidential and difficult to see, can be seen by adding a tinge of bhakti to other processes, but the two-handed form is even more confidential. So it's Sudur Darshanam. Sudur Darsham. Very rare even for Brahma and Shiva to see, even though they desire. Demigods offering prayers to Krishna in the womb, they waited to see him. Foolish people and their misconceptions. For one using material process, Krishna is considered to be a great historical personality and very learned philosopher. They think even though he was so powerful, he had to accept a material body. Avajananti mamudha manusham tanumashritam. They consider from his impersonal feature, he assumed a personal feature attached to material nature. Avyaktam vyaktim apanna. Speculative process consider Krishna to be less important than the universal form. For them, personal form is imaginary. How to know Krishna? Hear from the authorities. By repeated hearing, Krishna becomes dear to us. Krishna is covered by Yoga Maya, not to be seen or revealed to anyone and everyone. Krishna is seen by revelation and by surrender, by one in continuous Krishna consciousness. Revelation not possible even for the demigods. So we see how Lord Brahma was also bewildered. He couldn't understand when he saw Krishna as baby Krishna having, prasad or food with all his friends in that picnic. He didn't understand and he kidnapped we all know that pastime, right? And then he came and offered his apologies and his respects to Krishna. Also Indra, same thing happened. we have evidence in the Srimad Bhagavatam that when he was supposed to be in the womb of his mother Devaki, all the demigods from heaven came to see the marvel of Krishna, and they offered nice prayers to the Lord. Although he was not at that time visible to them, they waited to see him. 53rd verse. Naham vederna tapasa na danena na chejaya Sakya evam vido drishtuvan asi mamyata. The form you're seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. So Krishna is right now standing in his two-armed form, his original as Supreme Personality of Godhead, that sweet form of Krishna, and he's saying, these are not the ways to see me. It is not by these means that I can be seen as I am standing here. So not by charity, not by tapasya, not by worship, and not by studying the scriptures. And this is a pastime, if you remember from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mukunda, she wanted to see the form, and Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was really angry at him. He said, no, just tell him to go away. He cannot see my form. And he was so sad, but he was, as he was going away, everybody else was asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please forgive him. He's such a nice devotee. Please don't be so mad at him. And then he said, okay, tell him he can see me after, I think he said 1,000 or 10,000 years, he'll be able to see me. And then when they went to tell him this, he got so happy that, yes, I'll see him. In just 10,000 years, I'll see him. And because his consciousness was this, and it's just 10,000, I'll be able to see him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the devotees, go call him, I want to see him now. So then when they went to call him, he was so much in ecstasy, I'll see him in just 10,000 years. They would tell, no, he wants to see you now. No, just 10,000 years, I'll be able to see him. They had to shake him. No, now he wants to see you. So seeing the form of Lord is only by his mercy. So we're there not by studying the scriptures. This is not the way to see him. And this is Keshav Kashmiri. He was very knowledgeable, but that was not the way to have the right consciousness to see the Lord. Not by tapasya. These are the milk drinking brahmachari. Also in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, this pastime comes where in the courtyard of Srivas Thakur, where they used to have kirtan every night, one brahmachari wanted to see that kirtan because not everybody was allowed and they used to lock the doors. But a brahmachari who was very austere, he only used to have little bit of milk, I think once in a day, or I don't remember that part, but very, very austere. And Srivas Thakur told him, okay, you hide in one corner and you can see, that's okay, because he thought he's so austere, he's so pure. And that night when Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy, he said, I'm not feeling the same happiness. I think there's something, is there somebody here who shouldn't be here? And then that time Srivas Thakur tells him, yes, this brahmachari is there, and they call him outside. He said, that is not the way to see me. So tapasya is not the way to see Krishna, and not dhanena. This is example of King Nriga, who was so charitable, but that was not the way, the right consciousness to be able to see God. And Chejaya, not by doing yagyas, and this is the yagnik brahmanas who were also not in the right consciousness, because when the Gopas went to them asking for some prasad, they were so busy in their doing the yagya that they forgot that the ultimate purpose of doing yagya is to please Krishna, and directly by serving them, the Gopas and Krishna, they can please Krishna. But this is not the way, not by yagya. Krishna is knowable only by devotional service, not understood by atheists or those devoid of devotional service, or scholars, those who officially visit the temple for worship. Okay, Prabhupada brings this also, who officially, okay, every day I'm going to the temple worshipping. That is not the way to see Krishna. Okay. Krishna first appeared before his parents. They became Vasudeva in four-handed form, and then he transformed himself into two-handed form, also coming in the purport. Okay, next verse. Then by what means are you visible? And 54th verse, Krishna tells how is he visible. Bhaktya nanya sakya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drishtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotion service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into my mysteries of my understanding. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Bhaktyatva Ananya Shakya, by devotional service, Bhaktya Ananya Shakya, undistracted, unmixed by anything else, by fruitive activity, by speculation, I cannot be seen or known. Aham eva vidho Arjuna. You will know me as I am, as you're knowing me right now, he's saying. So Gyatum Drishtum Cha Tatvena, by knowing me in this way, seeing me in truth, you will enter into the truths of my understanding. So understanding Krishna or Bhagavad Gita by speculation is a waste of time. One must not be proud of one's academic qualifications. One must take to devotional service, then only one can write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. So only through devotion, Krishna is saying. We can read the notes later. I'll keep going. Having taught that exclusive bhakti is the means to attaining himself, Krishna now concludes. 55th verse. Mad karma krin mad paramo mad bhakta sanga varjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yah samam eti pandava. A very strong, beautiful, and a profound verse spoken by Krishna. If somebody wants to read the translation. Who hasn't read, please unmute. You can read now. Is the
My
time.
dear
Last verse.
Arjuna, my dear Arjun, the one who he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation. He who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. 1155 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mat karma krin mat paramo. Krishna says, do my work. Mat karma krin, do my work. And mat paramo, make me the supreme goal of your life. Mad bhakta sanga varjita, become my devotee, and what do? Do something positive, and there's something negative that you have to be staying away from. So mad bhakta, become my devotee, and sanga varjita, give up bad association. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu, do not be envious of all the living entities. Sarva bhuteshu, yah samam eti pandava, this alone. Eti, yah samam eti pandava, one who does this, such a person will certainly come to me. O Pandava. So, glories of this verse, anyone desiring to go to Krishna Loka must be intimately connected with the Lord, must take this formula. This is the formula, essence of the Bhagavad Gita. So many essences, right? How? Meant for conditioned souls to re-establish their relationship with God, to go back to Godhead. This verse clearly explains the process to attain success. So, mat karma krit, entire energy should be transferred to Krishna conscious activities. This is from the Bhagavatam. No, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatharham Upayunjata Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. So no work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna. This is called Krishna Karma. Result should be only for Krishna. One must not be attached to the work. So either if you're doing business, do it for Krishna. If you're building, instead of construction for sense gratification, construct a nice temple for Krishna. Cleansing the temple, cultivating garden for Krishna. So all the activities for Krishna. And in summary, Prabhupada says Krishna is the origin of this universal form, the form of time which devours everything, four-handed form of Vishnu. So all of these forms, who is the origin, is Krishna. Devotees wish to see Krishna only in two-handed Shyam Sundar form. Brahma Samhita, those who are attached to Krishna, to the form of Krishna in love and devotion, can see him always within the heart and cannot see anything else. And that's how we finish this chapter. Let's have some reflections or questions if you have, and then we'll conclude this session.